Well, the new Mixed Martial Arts is out, and holy cow, it's moved into the 21st century. World of Mixed Martial Arts 5 is now out from Grey Dog Software, and it seems to have taken just as big, if not bigger, leap from World of Mixed Martial Arts 4 that 4 did from 3. Not just in the user interface, but in many of the gameplay changes as well. I have to compare this a lot to TEW 2016, as that's one of the big things that I mainly play. But I'd say, considering they're both Adam Ryling creations, that it's a fair enough point to make. Before I get too much into the gameplay, I have to at least compliment the user interface upgrade, as it's a massive upgrade from the previous Grey Dog Software games, and actually takes the 4:3 ratio into an actual widescreen, 21st century modern feel, and it also gives the user interface a very much modern feel as well. Much like the Total Extreme Wrestling series, World of Mixed Martial Arts 5 gives you just about every tool you could possibly want to create and run a mixed martial arts promotion. Checking out the event history of your past events, as well as finding out just what happened with all of those fighters in it. I will highlight one major positive of this series, is they seem to have introduced a satisfaction meter for their contracts, something that I would really enjoy in the TEW series. This game gives you a lot of freedom with your fighters, even if they don't really want to do what you suggest. And not just with creating compelling match cards. If you ever wanted to run your own Ultimate Fighter style TV show, this game gives you all the tools that you'll need in order to do that. But of course, the bulk of this is the matchmaking. Creating compelling events with fights that people want, and of course, help your company become more profitable. While the core gameplay of WMMA doesn't seem to have gone through any major upgrades, I will say there are many, many minor upgrades underneath the hood to make your experience as compelling as possible and really bring you into the world of mixed martial arts. I think the thing that people would most enjoy about this is the match cards and, well, just about everything that kind of goes into it, as far as the pre-shows and the pre-analysis and the post-analysis, and even the fact that you get to see the play-by-play fighting, which of course was in the last mixed martial arts, but they've done a good job at making it compelling as well. And of course you can see the fight metrics for it, and once again I have to mention the massive graphical upgrade that seems to have come with this. As someone who is fairly inexperienced at the game, starting at WMMA 4, I'd say WMMA 5 does seem to offer about the same core gameplay experience, but with these little minor changes that breathe life into the world that you have created, or the world that you're living in and that you're booking. Very much so like TEW, if not more so. It makes you feel like you're a part of the world, and you can really invest yourself in it, and you can really get into the ins and outs of what you want to do. There are a lot of other games that I've played before that try to go through the micromanaging of companies or just other aspects of different genres, and WMMA seems to be almost on par with what TEW can do. I will say some of the cons I would probably have is the fact that there still doesn't seem to be as much freedom that TEW has offered. I think that was one of my main complaints about WMMA 4 last time, was that there was not a ton of freedom when it came to fighters and broadcasters and shows, and it seems like some of it's been alleviated, but some of it might still be there. But nonetheless, it doesn't really hurt the core gameplay experience that much. I might not be all that experienced at the game just yet, and, you know, I might not be all that great at it, at least in comparison to people who've played the earlier games, but I do gotta say, the difference in just a couple of versions has been massive, and I gotta say, I'm really enjoying myself actually learning how to play this game. This is actually one of the first times I've actually sat down and really learned how to get into this game, and it's been very enjoyable to learn the ins and outs of it. Overall, I'm going to give this one an A. I'd say it's been a pretty big upgrade from WMMA 4, both user interface, graphically, and in just the little things that really breathe life into this world. I feel like one of the main selling points of Grey Dog Software's games, like with TEW or WMMA, is its freedom, and I think it still doesn't quite match what it does with TEW. But then again, it's kind of apples and oranges when you're comparing the pro wrestling business to the mixed martial arts business. It definitely shows a lot of promise to the future of these games. But as long as I have perhaps Grey Dog Software's ear, I would like to mention at least one thing, and I understand that it's probably something that won't happen for quite a while, but I'll just leave this up here.